Chud might get a little bit of company in jail.
Dear Justice.
All right, take him into custody. Take him into custody. I told you, sir, you did not have a speaking role today. You decided that you wanted one for whatever reason. I don't know why, but take him into custody. However, anybody on that side of the bar does not have a speaking role in any of these proceedings today. There's not going to be any hoopla or shenanigans from the gallery. You're going to be removed, and I'll talk about that in a second.
I mean, when you have a courtroom full of a bunch of asswipes like Chud the Builder, and in that particular case, also Jake Lang, January 6th rioter, pardoned January 6th rioter, and also racist who runs around, bigot, xenophobe, runs around saying all kinds of things online, showed up at Chud the Builder's hearing about his bond hearing and other things that they were discussing, and he decided to disrupt a couple things, ended up in handcuffs himself. This is what his plan was outside of that courtroom before he went in and got his ass arrested.
You're outside Chud the Builder's courthouse right now. The fate of the future of white civilization is here. Will we allow the court system to weaponize against us, to give us two-tiered treatment, or will we stand up as heritage Americans for Chud the Builder, who's been given a raw deal? He will wait in prison for the next few months until his court case, unless we bond him out. But the problem is, the bond has been set at $1.25 million. It's unprecedented for an attempted murder charge, which was self-defense. This is two-tier justice. We have to stand against it. Come here, Clarksville.
I feel like people probably shouldn't show up to Clarksville to hang out with Jake Lang and get arrested along with him with his fanny pack on. I mean, listen, there's a degree that we shouldn't take these folks seriously, which I don't, but I also still like to highlight what they're doing, because what they're doing is comical on its face, but to idiots like them, they take it seriously and then take action behind all of these stupid things like what Jake Lang and Chud the Builder gets to doing. That's why he's wearing that fanny pack, so people can make fun of him. Jake Lang knows that he's a clown. He knows that everyone knows that he's a clown, so he's diving into the clownishness because their primary objective here is to get attention. So let me show you guys what was actually happening within that courtroom right after, maybe it was before or after, who knows, when Jake Lang got arrested.
Reasonable to have a gag order on the defendant should he make bond, and I guess even while he's in the jail and has his, I don't know, iPad or whatever, but he cannot live stream, post, or anything that indirectly or directly encompasses these offenses.
That's a $1 million bond with the following conditions: no weapons, GPS monitor. There will be a gag order for Mr. Etherly regarding social media and live streaming about the facts or the parties involved in this case.
So if you couldn't fully tell, this is them setting a brand new bond, because what everyone was complaining about, at least all the racists that back Chud the Builder. Judge Poland's reset this bond at $1 million. I guess that's a win for Chud. He explained that according to state law, if a defendant is out on bond on other charges, the bond for the new charges must be at least 2 times the customary amount. Just to answer the question from all those asswipes who kept talking about how they're so mad about this two-tier justice system. Let me continue. Etherly, that's Chud's actual last name, Etherly was out on bond from an arrest in Nashville when the shooting took place. So this guy is a repeat offender. Poland said that if Etherly makes bond, he will have to wear a GPS monitor, must relinquish all weapons and firearms, and be under a gag order with no interviews or social media activity about the incident. The gag order also applies to all witnesses in the case. A little bit more though, because I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking the same thing. Yo, didn't he just raise like several $100,000 and probably is going to get to that million and then he can finally be bonded out? Uh-oh. The judge said that no money raised through the crowdfunding after May 13th could be used toward that bond. He said that a circuit court judge will take that matter up in a sourcing hearing later. And at the close of this hearing, Etherly was escorted back into Montgomery County Jail with no bond posted. Who knows? Maybe by today he can come up with $1 million that's outside of that crowdfunding, because I'm sure there's people with deep pockets that want to make sure their name is out there with their white supremacist Chud the Builder. That is Dalton Etherly. But let me tell you guys what is that's happening, the reason why he shouldn't even get this $1 million bond, and maybe also why the judge is setting all these different parameters. Like he can't say anything if he gets out. He can't have his guns and his weapons that he uses to try and defend himself against his offensive nature of starting fights. But this is more of the details of what it is that went down and what they discovered. They laid all this out in this hearing as well. Investigators searched Etherly's truck and his home. They found an airline ticket to Istanbul that I just mentioned, dated for May 22nd departure. That's today. They also found a bulletproof vest, a rifle, a shotgun, ammunition, and a suspected bag of marijuana. I thought only those black and brown people smoked marijuana. They also recovered Etherly's electronic devices for evidence. Weber noted that no mace was found at the scene, in the truck, or in his home. A mobile forensics investigator showed the court inflammatory racial videos and social media posts made in the weeks leading up to this shooting. One highlighted a post from early May that stated that Etherly would use lethal force to defend himself and then walk free. You know how you always watch all those like old cartoons or maybe even like villain movies? And a matter of fact, Austin Powers parodied this in the parody of these types of things. And it never made sense that the bad guy would, as soon as he's confronted with the good guy showing up, he's going to detail his entire scheme that would have worked as long as that pesky hero didn't show up. Why is it that and we always thought, as folks watching it, this would never happen in real life. There's no villain that's stupid enough to detail all the things that they would do. But apparently, in this hearing, they showed a video, as was just outlined, of Chud the dumbass detailing exactly how he would pull off a murder of someone and then how he has plans of murdering someone. Maybe this is the video that they played in court to show that he had a premeditated mind to go and kill black folks and then somehow claim afterwards that it was self-defense.
We're in America, bro. They want to threaten your life. You take theirs. You put them on the ground. Then you go live on Kick. You say, look at this dumb laying dead on the ground.
Holy shit, bro. Dude,
that's how you
I'm
go.
Not gonna lie,
that's how you go viral. You'll get double the followers you got.
Yeah, there's no way to go viral. Like, I don't think that's spreading a great message.
Yeah, I don't want to have to kill them, but if they threaten your life, dude, you do it. You gotta stand up for your own. What do you back down? You say, oh no.
They're just kind of promoting division in the world, though, right? Like, two wrongs don't make it right, you know?
No, because it teaches them. No, it goes back to not lying to them. It teaches them the truth. That they have no power over you as a man simply because your skin's lighter than theirs.
I think someone needs counseling. I have a premeditated and also very openly discussed plan to go and kill black folks because I have this inferiority complex where I'm afraid of them because they think they're better and bigger and stronger than me. I'm going to show up with guns and then incite some violence and then get to shooting. But the plan, apparently, according to his fellow, I guess, white supremacist, who maybe that was a step too far, to get some more views, double your following, go and murder someone, put them on camera after you murder them, and then say you're a big badass. Oh, it'll increase your viewership so much because America is chocked full of white supremacists that would love to see that type of stuff. That is, before then you get your ass busted.